Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum guys. Today is another grammar lesson, and since when I learned this from the person Yusuf Rodriguez, it's kind of going to be short, so I might merge two or three of the lessons into one. So today we're going to be diving a bit more into nouns and verbs, how to identifying them, and to talk about some nuances between them, and that's all. So firstly, let's write down some sentences and let's see if we can recognize some of the nouns and other particles if involved, and yeah, words. So this الوضوء عبادة. This is an ism, and so is this. Why are they isms? Well, there's an L and there is a ta marbuta. That is why they are isms. Next sentence, or yeah, these are sentences in a way. Whilst I write this one, the last sentence meant ablution is worship. الصيام جنة. الصيام جنة. This is again an ism because it has an L, and this again is a ism as well, a noun, because it has a ta marbuta. So next two sentences, let's do three more. I purposely did not write the diacritics for the last few words, but الصبر من الإيمان. I forgot to translate the last sentence. This means الصيام, fasting, جنة, protection. Fasting is a protection. الصبر, patience, min in this context, al-iman. Patience is from faith, iman, belief. So this clearly is a ism because it has an L, and also it ends with a comma, but that's for another time. And this is also clearly an ism because it has an L and it's quite long. What about this word? Guess, what is it? It is a harf, a particle. You just have to know them because if luckily in most classical texts the diacritic markings are there, but in some of the texts they might not be there, and this could mean a plethora of many things. Like I'm sure it's a verb, manna. Can't remember what that means. I think it's like someone who gives goodness, to give goodness or something along those lines, or to bless someone. I think it's a name of God. Al-Manan. Al-Manan. But that's that's for another time. Let me just roll this out. I need to get myself a proper rubber because it's quite hard to rub things out with just tissue. I need to speak up as well to make sure you guys can hear me. Alright, last two sentences. السفر قطعة من العذاب. السفر قطعة من العذاب. السفر قطعة من العذاب. السفر to travel is an ism because the al. قطعة has a مربوطة. It means like a portion. Min, as we learnt, is a harf. Al-adhab is also another ism because of the al. السفر قطعة من العذاب. And our last sentence. اليد because Chef Creek. اليد العليا خير من اليد السفلى. اليد العليا خير من اليد السفلى. So this the hand. Another ism here. العليا the upper, so the upper hand. خير good. Min, whenever khairun is followed by min, it takes the meaning of better than. So this is a ism and this is a particle. Al-yad, the hand. As-sufla, lower, the lower hand. The upper hand is better than the lower hand. Al-yadul alya khairun min yad as-sufla. I didn't expect the lesson to take this long, but it did. So I guess you guys only get one lesson for today. But what was the thing I wanted to teach you guys? Essentially, is nouns have a sense of the in English, perpetuity. The definition that Yusuf Rodriguez gave was when only nouns are in a sentence, there is always a sense of perpetuity. There is no verb suggesting the statements are always true. The last bit. Since there's no verb, it suggests that the statements are always true. What does this mean, in other words? It means since there's no association with time, the statements are essentially long lasting. There's always some sort of validity to them, truth. I think it works well with the ones related to religion. Example, الوضوء عبادة. الوضوء عبادة. Ablution is faith. Yes, ablution is worship, not faith. This has a sense of perpetuity because it's just nouns. And it's true. It's not like it has a verb and says كان كان الوضوء عبادة. No, not at all. This, yeah, or if it said like سيكون, or wudu will become worship. But no, al-wudu ibadah is always ibadah. Or الصيام جنة, الصيام جنة. It, fasting is a protection. This will always mean fasting is a protection. Fasting will always be a protection. It's not fasting is a protection at one time in the past or in some time in the future. It's always true. It will always be a protection. So that is it for today. Um, some tips I will give is as we go on, the thing with Arabic grammar, even though I'm teaching it basic, it's a practice. The more practice you do, the better you will get. If you do not practice, don't expect to memorize it. It's like in school, I'm sure, because if you guys can hear from my British voice, I go to a British school and I do stuff like A levels right now. I've done GCSEs, and I can tell you from that, it's you can't really study by just looking at notes. No, especially for subjects like, let's say, maths or English or even geography and so on and so forth. You have to physically put in the effort. If you don't put in the effort even a little bit, you won't be able to memorize. So, what is your homework today? Your homework is to go out of your way and attempt to recognize are the what are verbs and nouns and particles in sentences. It doesn't necessarily matter if you know the meaning. Just go out your way and do that. That is your homework. If you want to know how to identify verbs, I recommend watching my first video. I'm gonna rename it at some point. I think right now, as of when I'm recording this, it's called Your Introduction to Arabic or something like that. But yeah, that's it for now, and I guess I will see you all in the next videos when we learn about verbs and temporality. Al-Huduth. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.